around 2 in the morning, rest is getting harder.
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 1 of our career mode with Colchester United. Now, it's going to start in season number 4, and you're probably thinking, why is it starting in season 4? So what I'm going to do is put a couple of annotational links on the screen for a few videos for you to watch. Watch those, then come back and you'll fully understand. It saves me explaining all over again. For those of you who do know, let's get a crack on. So what we're going to do, in this episode we're going to have a look at the calendar, see who we play in the first couple of months. We'll then have a look at a couple of squads that we've got. Obviously our reserve squad, our main squad. We'll have a look at the youth players that we've got still to come in. We'll have a look at a couple of youth players that I have physically signed. And then we'll talk about some transfers. And then we'll leave it there because that'll give you a chance to compile some transfers, because there are going to be restrictions on the type of players we sign, especially with wages. And then we'll make a crack on, because we need to sell a few players, definitely sell a few youth players who are just absolutely worthless, and we'll go from there. So let's start straight away. Calendar, who are we playing? First game of the season, someone really easy. I'll take Spurs, an easy game. No, we got Chelsea. Oh well, we got Chelsea. So Chelsea first game of the season, home or away? Away. That's guttering. Would have been liked a home game, but I'll take that. So Chelsea first, Swansea, Cardiff. We'll go into the next month, September, which is Man City, ouch, Crystal Palace, Newcastle and Liverpool. So a fairly easy September. Ow, that really does hurt. That's not good. So we're going to have a quick look at the squad. Obviously, we've got a Faith in Youth squad. All our youth players that come in will go into squad, and we do bump it out with some of the Col U players. Obviously, we've got Winter, we've got Massey, we've got Wrighty. I'm going to make a push to try and keep Sammy Smodix, get him in there, because essentially out there is going to be pushing for a first team place. You know, Dele Alli's got to be pretty worried, because this lad is phenomenal. He really is phenomenal. He's starting to grow. I mean, his dribbling alone is sensational. If he had 4-star skills, I think he would be my most favourite player for a long, long time. But he's not quite as close as Joshua Mullin. And it's a great shame to lose Joshua Mullin. But he is like the Brazilian version of Mullin. As you know, we got Mullin from New Zealand in the West Ham career mode. But I've got to say, this boy is pretty impressive. He's done really, really well. He's grown really nicely. And he's hit 80, which is just ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. The lad's only 18 years old. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that side, to be honest. I'm really quite happy with that side. As I say, I want to try and keep Sammy, Super Sammy Smodix, get him in that side. Move out there into the first team, perhaps then drop Lansbury, stick Dele Alli on the right side of midfield, and yeah, that's the way it's looking at the moment. That's my thought process anyway. But I'll show you a couple of new players that I did sign before. No, I won't. I'll show you the first team, the main team. That's the main team, and I'm really happy with that team. You know, we've got Rhodesy up top. He can score me goals. We've got Gabs. Well, the man is a legend. If I have to tell you anything about him, I think you should just turn the video off right now, because that's insulting. The man is a legend. End of story. He won't be coming out of that side unless he gets an injury. It's that simple. Or he retards himself. He retires, then that's it. Game over. But it's not going to happen. He's only 30, so hopefully we can keep him injury-free and score a lot of goals with him, because that's what I really want to do. His best position, I think, is going to be up top. I might play him in that cam role, but I don't know yet. I'm going to keep it as that at the moment. The only thing I want to do with the first team is definitely look at a left back, definitely look at a right back, and definitely look at a centre back. And as I say, perhaps Lansbury could become a sacrificial lamb if we can get someone in that side, in that midfield, who can fill my criteria, which is being amazing, doesn't cost me a huge amount of money, is young enough, and his wages don't go over 40 grand. I don't want to pay anyone more than 40 grand a week, which is what Rhodesy earns. He's a top earner in the club. I don't want to go over that. It's that simple. I'm happy with the team other than that. Obviously, if I put a best 11 together, which I have, that would be the best 11. That's the way I foresee the team going at this moment in time. I mean, Cookie's got to be gutted. He's playing in the reserve side, essentially. Monker's keeping him out the side. But not only that, Gilby's keeping him out the side, because Gilby, since day 1, has been phenomenal. He just hasn't grown at all for me, really. I mean, he's only 69, but he hasn't really grown. He's scored a few fantastic screens. I can't get him out the side because he never puts in a bad performance, which astounds me. Same with Monker, though. He's such a good player. Really has. Really has been a good player in his career mode. So we're going to have a quick look at the youth players that we have left to sign. I'm not going to sign them until they force me to sign them, which ultimately means beginning of next season I'll sign them by default, or until they come to me and say, right, I want to cancel my contract, or sign me. That simple. So that's where we're going to leave it with them. We've got the two Germans. Obviously, one is really closing in on probably forcing me to sign him, but looking at him, he could be really, really impressive. He's just a panzer tank. Obviously, his mate, his partner in crime, is a panzer tank. It is ridiculous. And I can't wait to sign Navas. I'm so hoping Navas can play left back and centre back, especially being 6'4" and having those disgusting potential statistics. He could be an absolutely disgusting player. I mean, to begin with, he's going to be pretty decent. Any player with marking over 70 is going to be solid as a rock. Obviously a little bit slow, but he's still got a bit of development. And let's be honest, he's not going to be a pocket rocket at 6'4". But that aside, I'm really, really, really happy with the way everything's going. So we'll just quickly check on Chester. As you know, I signed him Christmas. I put him on a pre-contract. His contract was coming to an end. It was a bit of a no-brainer because I knew I had to plan for centre-backs. And that's something we've definitely got to look at. The board performance for the Cup, you know, yeah, last season I'm not really fussed about. It was crap. An amazing season last season, of course it was. We wanted to finish mid-table. We're now in the Premier League. It's fantastic. League objective this season will be to avoid relegation. And no, it's going to be tough. It's going to be on Legendary. I'm not looking forward to it in any way, shape or form. I'll totally admit that. I'm really not. It's going to be a lot of, I can see a lot of struggling going on. But it's going to be fun at the end of the day. We're going to try and make it fun. The season budget is 12 mil. And but I've sent out my scouts. I'll show you where I've sent my scouts. I'll show you my 2 scouts as well. Domestic, round 32. We can do that. We can breeze that. That's not a problem. That is not a problem. Staff. We have a Finnish lad and we have a Portuguese lad. One is in England, looking for defensively minded. So I'm looking for anyone who can play across the back 4. Maybe a CDM, hopefully just back 4. We'll have to wait and see what he comes back with. He hasn't let me down thus far. And we've got our Portuguese, who is in Brazil, looking for technically gifted. These 2 gems came courtesy of a couple of players that I had, the youth players that I had. I got lucky with a scout, a future player. He was brilliant. I then sold him, rinsed it for my Finnish scout. He's then bought me godly players who I've rush signed in season 1 and 2 and flogged at the end of each season and made money, which allowed me to buy my second scout and allow me to develop the squad. It's just been fantastic doing it that way, which I've really, really enjoyed. And it's nice to see the fruition coming. But I have signed a couple of players, a couple of youth players. I quickly want to show you those youth players and then we'll leave it there. You need to go away, come back with back 4 players, no more than 40G. No one is going to cost me an absolute fortune, but they've got to be really good players, good, solid players. So we'll look at Sanchez. He basically forced me to sign him. He was either going to leave or I decided to sign him. So I thought, you know what, I'll take a punt, sign him. Statistically, not the greatest. Growth-wise, probably not going to be the greatest. But we'll see how he develops. I mean, we have got Mansa is our number 1. It's that simple. Bentley at the moment is our number 2. Sammy Walker, he got a few games last. He's played pretty much every season. Last season, he just didn't get as many games as he probably would have hoped. But he hasn't grown. I mean, he has not grown for love nor money, so he could be on the way out. He's 25. It could be one of those things. One of the Cole U players I sacrifice, but I might keep him and sacrifice Bentley and farm out Sanchez on loan. That's where my brain's taking me at this moment in time. One of the players I did sign was this lad Felix. I mean, you just have to look at the statistics. Just outrageous. And then to top it all off, what is even more outrageous is the fact he can actually play left back and centre back, which is perfect. He's 5'10", which is not great for a centre back unless I stick someone 6'4" next to him. But he has got low, high work rates, which is brilliant. So I'm really chuffed with the acquisition of Felix. I mean, I think we've got one Pablo, I believe, is a Cam who we signed. But there's a very disappointing element in this signing. Where is he? There he is. One Pablo, he was 71 overrated to begin with, and I thought he's 16. I'm going to take a punt on him. Statistically, not too bad, but the one thing that just lets him down the most, which is really disappointing, low attacking, medium defending. That is really disappointing. And he hasn't got a 4-star skill moves or a 3-star weak foot, which is really disappointing. So we'll farm him out on loan, see if we can get him to grow out on loan, and then probably flog him come January, come beginning of next season, something like that. He's just going to be one of those players who we're going to sell. Speaking of selling wise, we are going to be selling a few players. I have listed a few players already. As I say, Sammy rejected the contract. I am going to try another punt for Sammy. One more punt. If I have to give him £1,000 a week or 1,500 quid a week, I will pay over the odds to keep him at the club. I want to try and keep as many Cole U as I can at the club and regularly playing. Obviously, Tom hasn't been regularly playing, but he's earning £2,000. He's quite happy. He gets the odd game. It keeps him happy, which is just enough. Lapsy hasn't grown, which I'm really disappointed about. If he's a good player. My boy Gav Mass is doing really well, and obviously we've got Gilby, etc. You know who the Col U players we've got. They're doing really well. I've had the Italian lad I bought back in season 1. I think I had him on loan, and then I had I put an option in to buy him, and I picked him up dead cheap. And to be honest with you, he done me a job. He's 6'2". He's got medium. You know, he's a centre back. He's good enough. He done me a great job in the loan spell in season 1. He done me a great job in season 2, but he had to be replaced because he was probably conceding the goals more than anyone else. Everything seemed to come through him, missed headers. So I think it's about time that he probably moved on. Now get rid of a few players. As I say, Lansbury could be on the sacrificial lamb card, but that's the way it is at the moment. So your regime is to find me some players across the back four, maybe look into midfield, no more than 40 grand a week. Ideally, I'll pay 20 grand a week max and don't cost an absolute bomb. And I don't mind their age. If they're 30, 31, I'll still have a look and probably buy them because we could do with an additional old head. I mean, Lansbury's 26. Gabs is 30, and then the rest are all under 24 years old. Oh no, we've got Rosie 27, Cardoza's 29. Oh, Chums, he's actually, I didn't realise he was that old. So we have got a few old heads, but Cardoza's probably another one we could be looking to get rid of. You know, he's 29. He's not really up to Premier League standards. So we have got quite a young squad, to be honest, which is quite phenomenal. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. You know what you've got to do. Go and do it. Come back to me, and I'll catch you in episode number 2, season 2. Episode number 2, where we'll get a bit of a move on, hopefully get rid of some players, and start making moves in the transfer market, and just generally start making moves in the career mode. So, till next time, I will catch you later.
Hate it or love it, I'm on the way to the summit, and all the haters are waiting to see the day that I plummet. They better stay in their place because the paper is coming, and when I make it, the bank is getting the payment of nothing. Now I'm destined to make it big. I think by now I made that evident, but I'm grinding till they know Calvin Coolidge is the rapper and not the